Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of Campfire Chat with the J-Boys. I'm Matt from Galaxy of Figures.
Dude 13.
And in this episode, we're going to be talking about another new fan film, Friday the 13th fan film called Voorhees from Wet Paint Pictures. We just got finished watching this. And what did you think, Derek? Well, let's do a little review of it. What did you think?
Initial first reaction.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun.
Was it?
yeah, I would say.
Okay.
It was interesting. It was good. I like some of the. I'm trying really hard here. I'm really trying really hard here. Well, I like some of the filming. I kept noticing the costume.
You're really convincing me. You liked some of the filming, okay?
What did you think?
All right. Well, I don't want to bash it. So let's start with what was actually good about it.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
I don't want to say it's terrible.
Right. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. I've seen worse. Vengeance. But let's talk about the good stuff about this. I really like the way it began. I like the opening where they actually shot in Blairstown, where the original Friday the 13th shot had some of the same locations we see in the opening of the original Friday the 13th, which I thought was really well done. That was a great addition, and I'm really glad they did that.
Even the same views and stuff that we seen in the first one.
Yeah.
I've seen that just like right off the bat. I was like, no, that's pretty damn cool right there.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was really well done, and I'm glad they did that. The cemetery, that's where I guess our final girl, even though spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this, the fan film Voorhees yet, you probably don't want to watch this, but because we're going to be spoiling it. But that's where it starts off. She goes well, probably so. Yes.
Okay.
But that's where she goes to that cemetery and visits some family member. I never really figured out who that was or how that played a part in this movie. But at least we saw the sign from the original Friday the 13th, that Moravian cemetery, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I love the opening and everything. I wish we could have had a little bit more backstory going on though.
Yeah. Kind of
didn't really
introduce us to those characters a little bit more, so we, felt for them a little more.
Yeah, because, it really took some time getting to know them. It really did.
And I did think, for a fan film, a lot of the production value was pretty good. It was not terribly filmed at all. It looked pretty good. Not the best, but I was pretty impressed with it. It didn't look as bad as what I expected it to look like.
That's what I said. The filming some of it was quite beautiful.
Yeah.
The sky views and stuff were perfect.
Yep. Some really cool shots of Jason too, just him moving and turning, and they really spent a lot of time getting those shots. And it paid off. That was good stuff there too.
Yeah, there was a lot of studying went into just the movements and stuff. So I'm not going to bash it all. I'm just saying that some of the content was worse. I don't know. Go ahead.
You got anything other good stuff you want to say about it? Because I'm slap out.
Well, some of the gore effects were pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm going to say some of them. They kind of, this is going to sound weird coming out of me, but they kind of lasted a little bit too long, I noticed. The kills just kind of lasted and lasted.
Yeah, they did.
All right.
They did. I agree. Yeah, I don't want to bash it because I mean these people I'm sure they put a lot of hard work into it and it shows. I mean it looks like they spent a lot of time doing it and it just wasn't my thing. And so you mentioned I kind of was laughing earlier when you said it was fun because I didn't think it was fun at all. I don't.
You're like I was bored as hell.
And that's not. I'm not even saying I was bored. It's just that it was not a fun movie. It was kind of a mean movie. It was. Everybody in the movie is a despicable person, and Jason is just angry and as brutal as hell. Like there was.
I was fixing to say it's brutal. It was just really, yeah, it was pretty. It was like, yeah, low brutal.
There was not a second of humor in this movie. It was just mean all the way through. So it was kind of like a hard watch. It was not fun for me at all. And we'll get into some details. And I mean, this is just my personal opinion, obviously. But this is not the kind of Friday the 13th film that I enjoy.
No, God, I think there was I think there was some humor that tried to get delivered with the cops,
Yeah.
but it just didn't. It just didn't get through. It just didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like you could kind of see that it was supposed to maybe been a little bit funny, but it just wasn't. That was one of the really low points of the movie for me was the cops.
I'm right there with you. I was trying to think of stuff that could have, I guess, was supposed to be humor, and it was the cops. And I guess those two drunk guys who just laughed nonstop and nothing funny happened. They were just laughing, and it was more like off-putting and uncomfortable than it was funny.
Yeah, it was a little awkward because it was like, well, okay,
Yeah.
it just happened. I was like, where are we now?
Right.
I don't know. It kind of felt weird because it was like they only took a few steps and they'd be in the graveyard, then they'd turn around and be in a barn.
Yeah.
Back in camp. And I mean, I think I even told you one time, I was like, I feel like I'm in Texas. I mean, it really did. I was like, this just don't feel right. It feels kind of gritty and a little too dirty for, not dirty, but you know what I mean? Like it just didn't feel like a Friday the 13th film. I'm sorry. I'll say it there.
Right. Yeah, so let's get
Wow.
in. So kind of the plot is we've got these two girls. They go to a cemetery. One's going to visit some family member that died some years back. And I feel like that was probably we are probably supposed to know who that person is, but I don't know if we are or not because it wasn't really clear. And then these other group of people just robbed a bank, I guess in Blairstown, and they're running from the cops, and they decide to hide out at Camp Crystal Lake, and that's kind of the movie. They're just there, and things go to shit.
Yeah, and there was just like several, like, oh my gosh, like, what would you even call it? Like incompletes or not follow throughs or whatever. Like, at one point, the main leader of this little bank robbing gang or whatever gets stabbed inside the neck by a final girl with a piece of wire. Was it a piece of wire?
It was a nail or something, yeah.
Was it? I mean, drove in his neck, pretty bad wound, all this kind of stuff. He pulls it out, and then he has no wound for the rest of the movie. I mean, no red, no blood. I mean, he's fine.
Yeah, 5 minutes after getting stabbed in the neck, I mean, like, pulls this long thing out of his neck. Yeah, he's just fine. And apparently later on he washes the blood off and he doesn't have a mark on his neck at all for the rest of the movie. And it's like, okay, I mean, whatever. And there's a lot of stuff we could get nitpicky about, but I mean, I'll try to take it easy on some of the stuff. But something like that, you gotta keep that wound there. You gotta be consistent with.
You gotta be consistent. You gotta follow through with it. Yeah. Because it seemed like at the time, yeah, it was a pretty big part of the story. So you need to follow through with it.
Right.
Have it with it. But I don't know. It was just. I don't know.
And then, like, the girls start fighting, and for some reason, Jason just decides, all right, I'm gonna come back out of the lake, and
Is that what brought him back? Is that what I mean? I'm not.
I don't know what brought him back. He just he's like, there's people fighting.
A relative or what?
I don't know. I hope not. I don't know. I don't know what was going on there. He just decided to stand up in that lake and walk out and go on killing people.
No, I don't know. See, I don't know. Maybe if there was like a little bit of story that I knew about.
I know.
Maybe, I mean, who the hell was she? I just wanted to know who she was. Was she a sister, daughter, cousin? I don't know.
It seemed like at the very end he ends up killing her anyway, so he must not have really cared for her if she was related to him.
It's like that. Like, just come back around. I mean, we'll go ahead and talk about that. Snapped her neck at the end of it, I guess, and it went off. And it was like, well, I don't know. What was the whole point of her? I don't know. I don't know how to describe what I'm feeling. It's
right. Well, we're kind of there now. Everybody in this movie, to me, like I said, is just despicable. I want a Friday the 13th movie that has characters I like to spend time with. People I want to be friends with, people I want to hang out with as I watch this movie. I don't want to just see a bunch of trashy people just get taken out one by Jason. If Jason is the person I think is the nicest in the movie, then your characters suck. You need some characters that you can actually feel for. And there's not a person in this movie that I felt for 1 single second.
No. I mean, I felt bad for you a few times. I looked over and your face was pretty bad. So, I mean, you were about the only one I felt. I mean, other than that, no.
I mean, I was in agony over here.
But, I don't, it's like we say something, then we end it with, I don't want to bash it, but.
I know, and I hate it because I don't think I could make a better fan film than this. I don't think I could go out and shoot something that looked as good as this, like without a lot of time and practice and money and stuff. So I applaud them for doing what they set out to do. 100%. I am proud as hell that they got this accomplished. This is a full length feature film. And that is no small feat. Yeah. But there could have been better writing to begin with. Yeah. Do I think I could write a better one? I do think I could write a better one.
I think you could too, Matty. I'm pretty sure you could.
Thanks, Steve. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I just want to say, I'm like stuck in 1983 or something, I guess. I don't know.
Why you say?
Because, like, it's really getting hard these days for me to accept new looks of Jason. And just, you know what I mean? New locations, new things like that. I'm trying really hard to be accepting of new things like that, but it's really hard for me not. Like, this Jason, I mean, he's pretty cool. He's pretty badass. He really was.
Uh-huh.
But, I mean, to me, it was like a mixture of, like, Ghost Jason and reboot. Was that a reboot? That was a reboot mask, right?
It looked a lot like it. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking this felt more like a follow-up to the reboot than any of the, like, original series.
It really, it felt, I don't know. The look kind of confused me a little bit. I was like, which way are we going?
Yeah, I agree. I thought the same thing.
Maybe I pay attention too much to details. You know what I'm talking about? Like, maybe it's got to that point to where it just totally kills it for me. But
I mean, this is.
I don't know if I can understand those two looks combined.
This is a fan film, and Friday the 13th has some like hardcore fans, and so if you're gonna make something, you've got to really think a lot about it. And I'm right there with you. It's really close. It does pull a lot, it seems, from Ghost Jason from the Never Hike Alone series, but it doesn't quite get there the same way Ghost Jason does, and I'm not really sure why. I mean, maybe it's him wearing a hood his jacket has a hood on it. I don't know. I wish he would have pulled it up. That would have been funny to see. But
no, I hated the damn hood. I hated the hood. I'm glad you brought it up. He turned around and showed the back view, and I said, that's no damn hood. It's a hood.
He did have his neck did look pretty gnarly on the back. That was pretty cool, the way his neck looked.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm with you that it seemed a lot like the reboot look mixed in with some Ghost Jason. I wasn't buying it though. It wasn't for me.
I want to ask your opinion on another part that just came back in my mind. Like, oh crap, you're gonna have to help me out with characters. I can't remember all this crap, but I think it was like the sheriff or something.
Yeah.
Jason's after the sheriff, and like the leader of the gang or the robbery gang or whatever, he stumbles into, I'm gonna call it a cabin, look like a barn to me, but finds Mom's head. And like she starts speaking to Jason, like stop, come back or something, and he stops and goes to see about this other guy. And in my mind, I'm like, no, I don't think. I don't know. How'd you feel about that?
So he's chasing the final girl, and he's looking for her. She's hiding in some little, I don't know, some little
freezer?
I don't know. I don't think it was a freezer. I think it was just some kind of little box. She was like hiding in a box. He finds her. He's ready to kill her. And then, Mom's head starts talking. And is like, Jason, Jason, I need you. I need you. There's somebody in here, Jason. Why is his mother's head speaking to him? What?
This damn place.
I get it if it's like he's imagining his mother talking to him, but there's no way he could have known somebody was in there with that head. So this actually seems like they're implying mother's head actually talks to him, and I was over here flipping out like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, kind of controlling him, telling him what to do. And again, I understand the influence and all this kind of stuff, but I don't think it's like orders, like she was like, get back here now, and I'm like,
right.
No, wait.
It would have taken him 2 more seconds to kill that girl, and he just like, I'll get to you later. Let me go help. And speaking of mother's head, who's lighting these candles? Jason was under the lake. He's over there, like, he comes back. There's no indication that he goes and lights candles for his mother's head. They just find it with candles and stuff already. Nope. This thing's just sitting out there while he's in the lake for who knows how long. I don't know how long he's supposed to have been in the lake before he comes up at the beginning of the movie. Like, what? It's not that well hidden. It's out in the middle of a field in a 2-story house. Like, anybody going back in the woods could have found this thing. I don't know.
Yeah, the sheriff walks by and he smells something, doesn't he? He's like, what is that? He sniffs real hard. And that's how he finds her head. I was like, wait a damn minute, he just found a sticky head.
And then what I'm assuming is, I don't even know if it's a completely different building or a different room or whatever, but some other person finds newspaper clippings of the kills from previous. Is Jason collecting newspaper of his own killings? Like, does he keep track of this? Like, he's like, I'm so proud of this, let me cut it out of the newspaper.
Yeah, I can't stand that. I've seen that in some different, I don't know, little movies, clips or whatever. Why would those newspapers be laying around like that?
There's no reason.
And in this one, it was like every clip that we've ever seen, and then a few extra ones were thrown around on the floor like you're talking about. And I'm like, no, wait a minute.
Right. Now
they're so picky, but I'm sitting here going, man.
Well, I don't think I'm being picky when it comes to this one. These damn cops they got in this movie. Now, could you have written a more broad, obviously despicable, disgusting people to be these cops. Like there's no subtlety whatsoever. Why are they both wearing these stupid like Panama Jack like cowboy hats that are, I don't know,
Wow.
like what is going on?
They had to be passing them out at the precinct. I swear to God, it was so funny. I want one. They were awful. They were really awful. The thing that I really didn't like about the cops, the Crystal Lake cops, is that they were, I don't know, bad guys or whatever. And I was like, no, no, not really, no. In my mind, the police department of Crystal Lake is good. It really is. They have been, I love Part 6, Forest Green.
Right.
And all that. And it just, I don't know. I didn't like the cops being corrupt.
Right.
Wanting the money. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like them. I have nothing against drinking, so don't go off me with that, but I didn't like that. I was like, nah, I don't know. I wanted them to be.
And we see him straight up like chop a dude's finger off with a cigar snip and then like shoot him in the head, and it's like, who are these people?
See, I don't understand. I don't even understand that. It flashed to this guy tied up to a tree, and they're like having a cigar cutter out with his finger in it, talking, and I'm like, wait, what's going on?
Exactly.
What's going on too?
Who was this guy? And then like after he shoots him, the guy, that one of the cops finds blood on his glasses, and he licks this dude's blood and is like, I can taste the kids. What the hell are you talking about?
Definitely, that's what I'm talking about. Like no.
And every time they showed up with those gross, like, what people imagine rednecks wearing, like, I've never seen anybody wear one of those hats in my life, and both of these doofuses have one on, and it was like, this is too much. Nobody wears this. No cops wear this. Like, this is the worst thing. What is happening right now? You can make despicable characters that aren't like just cartoonish. Like you can have some subtlety in your characters. Go ahead.
But don't put a sign on them. The hats were like signs.
Right.
That were like, and at like one point, like,
if you didn't know I was super gross, look at my hat.
Yeah, and at like one point he's like running or something, and he drops it, loses it, or whatever.
Yeah.
And he runs back to get it or something.
He drives up. He drives up later on a 4-wheeler to get his hat.
That's right. Because I was sitting there going, "Where the hell did you get the 4-wheeler? Where'd the 4-wheeler come from?"
Huh? What?
I guess it was a bank. I don't know.
Yeah.
Look.
But let's not. I don't want to bash it though.
Yeah, but I mean, at least the lake was pretty, right?
Oh, you talking about a mud hole that they walked up to that was out in the middle of a pasture?
I thought we put in part 3 there for a minute.
You better shut your mouth.
What's it done? It was about 50 gallons of water.
You better no. That was just.
It was about as brown as a 3D turd, and you know it.
I thought they were about to do some mud wrestling out there in the thing. I mean, this did not feel one bit like any Crystal Lake I have ever seen. This was in some. Crystal Lake always has some hills, some like mountains around it. It's never flat. This is flat as it can be, out in a pasture.
It was obviously a pasture. It was so pasture land.
So these buildings they found, I mean, they look cool, but not for this, not for Friday the 13th, not for Camp Crystal Lake. Like it didn't look anything like anything we've ever seen in a Friday the 13th movie.
It was a little too rustic. It was more farm. I'm telling you, it felt like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Even like the atmosphere, the sun.
Yeah.
I love those views. I really do. That's what I'm saying. They were shot good.
Yeah.
But it just didn't fit in what you're saying, like the Friday the 13th. It really didn't. It really felt to me personally, it felt more like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, which it was kind of odd trying to work in kind of a camp type theme into that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm making sense, but that's just how I felt.
Right.
But I don't know. I was disappointed in the lake. I really was.
Yeah, me too.
And I mean, the buildings, they were, like we're saying, they're nice and they were pretty, but they were just a little too rustic. They weren't run down.
They
like
weren't.
You would think a whole camp would look. They were more rustic.
Yeah, I agree. They didn't look like cabins or anything that's on a lake. There weren't many trees around. It was just, it was old, like farm looking houses or buildings. There's even silos in it. The
silos really threw me off. I was like, no, wait, where are we?
Right, yeah. So yeah, you got anything else you want to bring up? Feel like we're hating on it way too much. But it was, it was a pretty simple story. It's just bank robbers go to hide out at Camp Crystal Lake. Jason comes after him. And that sentence I just said sounded really cool. But it didn't work.
It was shorter. Maybe if all that was in a shorter time.
Yeah.
But it was just like, I don't know. Everything was kind of long. Everything was kind of extended.
Right. It needed some more humor. It needed something to just break up the brutality and the meanness. It was just, I don't know. It was just like, ugh, I felt icky watching it the whole time.
It was a little raw and dirty, is what I'm saying. It just not dirty. It just felt gritty. I'm gonna go back and say gritty. It just felt.
Yeah. But not gritty in a good way. Gritty in a dirty way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely give it a fair chance to check it out, and I'll do it again. I'll definitely be checking it out again.
I won't. I'll never watch it again.
I know you won't. You'll never even speak to them dialogue again.
No, I'm not watching it again.
But it was fun.
Was it?
I'm gonna say that.
Was it though? Was it though?
Like I said, I had a good time watching you watch this movie. I really did.
Thanks. I don't even know what else to say.
I don't know.
Yeah, check it out if you haven't seen it already. If you did watch it, let us know what you thought about it in the comments. If you liked it, or if there's something you think we didn't give a fair chance to, let us know. Like I said, I'm super proud of the people for having accomplished. I didn't expect it to be like a full feature length movie. Like, it's over an hour and a half, which is pretty impressive to be able to pull that off as a fan film. And I can see where a lot of people probably would like this. This just isn't the Friday the 13th film I'm looking for.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm going to repeat myself. I'm just stuck in like 1983 or something. And I'm trying. I am so trying. Woo!
But we'll keep watching these fan films, and we'll keep telling you what we think about them. Hopefully more positive stuff will come next time. But yeah. Thanks for watching.
Maybe we'll come back with a vengeance on the next one.
Never use that word around me again, please.
I'm sorry. Fair enough.
All right. Well, that was our review of Voorhees, the new Friday the 13th fan film.
Yep. That it was. Voorhees.
Voorhees.
Check it out.
Or not.
So fun.
Not at all.
Oh, hell. Always candy, man.
we needed a little bit more campy in this one, for sure. They did not keep it campy enough in this one.
Definitely did not.
And that was their downfall. But until next time, hope all of you out there do what, D? What do you want them to do?
Keep it campy, campers.
Keep it campy. We'll catch you in the next one. Later.
Peace.